All right, welcome to Mr. Parker's World History class. Today we are going to be discussing World War I and the main causes that brought about World War I. To begin this lecture, you should have open your lecture notes that we have here. You should also have your note-taking document located on Google Classroom and Google Classroom open, 7th period World History, 2nd semester, Google Classroom. All right, so to begin with, we have a couple of quick writes. So the first one I would like for you to write down in quick write number 1 on your notes page are what are some reasons individuals might fight today? And you're going to put those answers right here on quick write number 1. Our second quick write, which will go right below that, is why do you think countries might fight each other today? Okay, so the first one, why do individuals fight? And then the second one, why would countries fight each other? Write your answers in your notes page there. And also in your Google Classroom, we'll create a question in there and put that answer that you wrote in your notes in the Google Classroom question also, and make sure, like it says here, that you also answer and respond to one of your classmates' answers. All right. Our third part of our notes today, I would like you to put your answer right here. And that would be to analyze this political cartoon about why these two guys are fighting. So why would you think these two guys are fighting? After you get that answered, you will move on to the next part of your video notes, and that will be to watch the crash course on how World War I started. And please make sure, like as it says here, that you take 5 notes on that. Okay? All right, now on to our lecture. Our first main cause, and if you notice, main is all highlighted because there are 4 main causes of World War I, and each of the causes will begin with one of the letters of main. So our first one is militarism. And militarism is the idea that a nation's power was largely based on its ability to wage war. And in the countries in Europe that we're talking about in World War I, Germany had the strongest feeling of militarism leading up to World War I. So you could put your notes right here on your note sheet. What is militarism? Also, for each letter, I would like for you to go on Google, find an image that you think best represents militarism, and then explain why that image is a good match for militarism. All right, that's militarism. After you get that, there is a short clip from a video on militarism, and put one idea right here in your video notes. All right, our second cause in our main causes is A, and A represents alliances. And there was a lot of distrust among countries in Europe that led to the European countries in forming alliances prior to World War I beginning. If you were going to be a strong country, you needed friends. And the more friends you had, the more powerful you became. So alliances were meant to promote peace, but by doing that, they created powerful combinations that they thought no country would dare to attack. But instead, it created these 2 large, powerful groups in Europe prior to World War I starting. And these were the Triple Alliance, which consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, and the Triple Entente, which consisted of France, Great Britain, and Russia. Now you will put those in your A box here. And just like with M, I would like for you to find an image of alliance and explain why that image represents alliance. And then also there's a short clip about alliances that you can get one piece of information on there and put it in your notes page. Our third cause, our I in main causes, is imperialism. And we talked a lot about imperialism before break, and it had a lot to do with World War I because if you remember, the European countries were trying to get the most colonies they could. So European nations that were competing for overseas colonies, it was believed that the more land a country controlled, the better off they would be. This was known as social Darwinism, if you remember, the survival of the fittest. Okay, your country was going to survive if you were strong. And so by getting colonies and the natural resources that were in those colonies, you were going to be the strongest country. So you need to put those notes under our I. And just like previously, I would like for you to copy and paste an image and explain why that image is a good representation of imperialism. And once again, also there is a short video clip on imperialism right here. Get the notes on that. Our fourth and final cause of World War I, on our main causes, is nationalism. And nationalism is pride in your country or in a group who you share a common language, history, or culture. And nationalism can be a good and a bad thing at the same time. You can have pride in your country, which is great, but if you take it too far, you think that nothing else, nobody else is better than you, and that can lead to resentment towards other people. And that's what was developing in some of these countries leading up into World War I. So nationalism. Get your notes on nationalism right here and your image and why that image is representation of nationalism, and your movie notes on nationalism with this video clip right here. After you get that, there's one other video I would like for you to watch on the main causes of World War I right here. You also need to get 5 ideas from that and write a summary of your notes. What are the main reasons for World War I and how did they lead to war? That is our main causes of World War I lecture. We'll talk to you later.